Hello world, and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a pick a card reading for what makes you beautiful. We're talking about beauty today. In a pick a card reading, you get to pick the card, the number, the object. Maybe there's something in the timestamp down below in the description. Whatever brings you to that reading, use your intuition to pick your group. Then, once you pick it, you go to the timestamp and I will use my intuition to read the cards for you. This is also a group reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest. You know what's right for you. That's the whole point here. Use your intuition, use your discernment, and that's the goal for today. If you like to pick with objects, I will be placing them now. So this is Everyday Witch Tarot for number 1, and the object that goes with it is this Septarian Nodule. For group number 2, this is Tarot of the Divine, and the object that goes with it is this rose quartz. For group number 3, this is Mystical Moments, and the object that goes with it is Caribbean Calcite. And for group number 4, this is an angel deck. Yeah, just angel tarot cards by Radleigh Valentine. He does a lot of angel cards, and this is Jade. If you're still not sure which group is for you, that is okay. Let's do a breathing exercise together. So go ahead and just close your eyes and take a deep breath in and release. Okay, we are just going to set the intention that you get the messages that you need to receive. Go ahead and keep breathing as I'm talking here. We are going to just be here in the moment. Focus on this moment, focus on the question that you have in your mind about what makes you beautiful. Take another deep breath in and release. Open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that is the group for you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I will meet you at your reading. Hello, group 1. Thank you for picking this lovely crystal. It's actually a petrified mud bubble, by the way. So you can see that here, and then it creates these spaces and then grows crystals in between. I love it. I just think that it's one of my favorite stones. So I'm glad you're here, or maybe it's this deck that brought you here. So let's ask, what makes you beautiful? What makes you beautiful? Our group 1, what makes you beautiful? And this one. Oh, you carry the weight of the world for others. You don't ask for things in return. You want to inflict swift justice on anybody who... I think you're willing to take things if it's for you, right? If somebody insults you, it's not such a big deal, but you're a big defender of others. You want to inflict swift justice. You are not going to allow other people to disrespect your friends. So we've got the 7 of Swords reversed, we've got the Knight of Swords upright, 6 of Cups reversed, and we've got the 10 of Wands upright. So when I was talking about carrying the weight of the world for others, that's what the 10 of Wands is. 6 of Swords reverse. Yeah, okay, so I just wanted to see what this looked like. You probably want to see what it looks like upright as well. 6 of Swords is about having like an emotional, maybe somebody crosses your emotional boundaries. It's like it's enough is enough, and you will retreat. But when we have it in reverse, and then coupled here with the Knight of Swords, it's kind of like standing your ground. And I'm getting that sense that like the 6 of Swords energy for yourself is like, you're kind of like that bigger person, or at least you don't wear your emotions out there, or you don't let them see you sweat. You don't let somebody see that they hurt you for your own. If somebody does, you just kind of like are that bigger person. But what will make you turn around and fight is when those words, those insults, that gossip is hurled at the people around you. As we get the Six of Cups here. Six of Cups is a card about nostalgia. It's about a card of connecting with others. And when we have it in reverse, that's why I said, I don't think you expect things in return. You are just, you're almost like a workhorse here. You are willing to pick things up. You're willing to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you would do that for others here is what would be indicated in this Six of Cups. You do that out of love. You might even be a water sign. I'm getting some Cancer vibes here. If not, that's okay. It's not just the water signs who have emotions, but there is a lot of air energy here. And actually you have, you've got the air energy, you've got water here, and then we've got fire. So you're willing to take action for others. We've got Rebel, and then we've got Inventor. So Rebel here, I love our little trash panda who has tattoos. Take on the day with real independence. Be a renegade. Use your uniqueness well. Feel all of the leadership and innovation you have in you, and you're willing to pick up that leadership role for others. You're willing to sacrifice that as far as like for yourself, and that's what I was like talking about here with the Six of Swords reverse, and even that Six of Cups reverse. You don't need this for other people. You're a very highly independent person, and you're fine standing out. You're fine being unique. In fact, I think there's things that you do to accentuate that you don't mind being a little off or a little, you're just you are yourself. So if that comes under fire from others or there's some gossip around it, it doesn't bother you. But like I said, it bothers you when somebody isn't speaking with integrity about your friends or about things that you care about. You're willing to fight for that. Then we've got the We've got the Inventor. Take on the day with real energy. Be a builder. Use your brilliance well. Feel all of the intelligence and spirit you have in you. So leadership, innovation, intelligence, and spirit. I feel like the Inventor is kind of related to this 10 of Wands energy. Wands is about putting things into action. You're not afraid to put in the work, put in that hard work and make it happen, but you also have some brilliant ideas, and the swords would back that up, that we've got energy here, idea energy, epiphanies coming through. I think you're somebody that people like to talk to. Communication, like even though you were kind of like, you don't necessarily need other people to invest in what you're doing. You don't need that backup from others, but others are like to talk to you and get your approval on things. What else makes you beautiful? Okay, lust. Ooh, yep. Lust and Fae here would indicate that you are a very attractive person as well. So I don't know if a lot of people who are, this is funny, I think a lot of people who are physically attractive or outwardly attractive, sometimes they just don't feel like they are attractive. But there's some desire here for you. People have desire for you when we have lust. You are holding on to something. You're holding on to something you want but cannot have. But this is what the card is talking about. Whether it's another person or a coveted object or a former version of yourself. Whatever this desire is, it is holding you back. Our desire can fuel us, but it can also consume us. Take care not to allow it to become the latter. So don't let any desire that you have fuel you. I think more so though that when you are the desire that people have that they can't have, right? There's a desire for you and this physical attractiveness that there's just something that's very desirable about you. I think that most people who have this desire for you can't have you, probably because I think you have some higher standards. You may question who you are attracting. Because if you're like, yeah, I can see that, but you're saying it's okay. You can have boundaries. You can say no to most people, and that is just fine, okay? Because I do feel like also some people who are very attractive are like, well, it's not really good because it doesn't really help me out at all. So that's coming up as well, is you may not always put yourself out there as being attractive or try to dress like a model or things like that, because you don't want that attention. So there are things that you can do to protect your energy. We hit the 10 of Wands too. I kind of question about you protecting your energy because you're taking on things from other people, whether that be desire in this instance. Wands is fire, so that could be desire. Whether that be you're taking on fights for your friends. You can back off a little bit, let them step up. You don't always have to take it to the point of where you are exhausted or where you care about something more than your friends do. But like, it is okay to say no. I just feel like that's a message that you need to hear. It's okay to say no. It's okay to put boundaries around yourself, and it's okay that you are not always the bigger person, the nice person. I wouldn't say necessarily the nice person here with these wands. I feel like that's more so when somebody comes at you with aggression. But when somebody comes at you with desire, it kind of catches you off guard because you're like, well, that's kind of nice and they're kind of nice to me. No, you can say no. Don't be afraid to say no. Fae. The Fae represents curiosity and chaos. So there's a little bit of chaotic energy in here. I would say with a rebel, we have some chaotic energy as well. Live adventurously and try new things. Seek excitement and fun in everything you do. Fuel your inner chaos. Go wild and let loose. But I also feel like a Fae is just a very fun, very playful. I can kind of see though you getting bogged down and not being your lovely, playful self if you don't put those boundaries up. If you're not walking away from situations that don't also serve you. Okay, and it's not being selfish. I think that you wouldn't. The Six of Cups energy here. When I said that you don't expect things from other people, it's okay not to expect things from other people, but absolutely your friends want to feel like they're a part of a circle. They want to feel like they're a part of, the circle of generosity where they help you as much as you help them. So allow others to help you as well. Allow the compliments, allow anything that somebody can come in and help you to de-stress. They want to do that. They want to do that because you are, you've been such a good friend to them. You don't always have to be the strong one. You don't always have to be the one. Allow them to shine as well. So you've got She Who Surprises. I think this kind of comes over here with this Fae energy, and She Who Listens. So I'm going to put them over here because I was talking about you with these swords kind of energy where people come to you with their issues, with their problems, because they know that you are going to be on their side. They know that you will listen, you understand. A lot of people just require a witness, because it says understanding, witnessing, compassion. And that's really all you need to do most of the time. You don't have to go off on this quest to avenge people. Most of the time when somebody comes with you and they want to tell you something, they just need a witness to their pain so that they can release that and move forward, and you are there to allow them to release that. You don't always have to feel like you have to pick up their quest for justice. Helping them to release that is justice enough, okay? And then we have She Who Surprises, Breeze, surprise, discovery, revolution. I feel like the inventor here kind of also goes along with the surprises as well as the Fae. I feel like when we are on kind of that edge of chaos, when we get this energy, we open up new doors, new portals, new ways of thinking, and we really have the kind of, I'm hearing evolutionary ideas. If you get bogged down, because I kind of feel like this Ten of Wands energy, while it shows that you're a good friend or a good family member, good girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, good partner, when you're getting bogged down, it doesn't always allow you to shine in the way that you should shine, okay? So that's just the only messages that I have for you, is that allow people to reciprocate, allow them to help you out, allow them to lighten your load. And you don't always have to just automatically take on somebody else's responsibilities or perceived load in that. Just listening and being that witness is enough. And that's why they come to you, for your compassion and for your willingness to listen. It's not because of this avenging angel energy that they have too, although they do know that you have their back. So that's what I have for you, group 1. You sound like an amazing friend. I love you. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 2. So we've got this beautiful rose quartz. We've got the number 2. We've got our Tarot of the Divine. Let's pull some cards. What makes you so beautiful? What makes you beautiful? We get the 8 of Coins. Beautiful here. The Lovers. I love that. And Knight of Coins reversed. And we've got the Ace of Cups. So what's up with these reversals here with the coins? 8 of Coins reversed and Knight of Coins. Seems like you're somebody who doesn't like to wait for things. A little bit of impatience, because that's what those 2 cards are about. They're about patience. Now, I did say that this was a deck about, oh, maybe I didn't say. So I'll say now, this is a deck about fairy tales, by the way. So I will tell you what these fairy tales are about that are represented. So this one is called 6 Swans, and it is out of Germany. It's a German fairy tale. The 8 of Coins represents the long haul. This is why I'm saying when it's reversed that you are a little bit impatient. So this represents the long haul, the slog in the middle of a project that needs to be completed. And this is the little princess that needs to keep weaving nettles in silence if she wishes to set her cursed brothers free. When we have it, I'm not going to go with the representation in this book. However, when we have it in reverse, you know, because it's about craftsmanship, it's about quality, it's about working hard. And I'm not going to say that you aren't a hard worker, but I am going to say it almost reminds me, this quote gets attributed to Steve Jobs or Bill Gates, depending on what source you use. I'm going to say Steve Jobs. If you want to get a job done, because I think you're willing, raring, ready to go, champing at the bit to get things done when you have a goal in front of you. When you want to get something done, you ask a smart, lazy person. And that is not a knock. That is because they will figure out the quickest, fastest way to get it done. And that's kind of what I'm seeing in these cards. Now, I also pointed to the Knight of Coins, because the Knight of Coins is also about patience. He is usually seen riding a horse. This one's riding a bull because he is out of South Africa. Hitsu Ibib. I'm sorry if I slaughter these names to these folk tales, but the Knight of Coins. He's planting a field. He's doing it for, he's doing it for his village. He moves slowly. This is slow and steady wins the race. Again, though, it's coming in reverse for you. This fairy tale talks about, of course, the knight is a diligent warrior who is willing to put in the work to set the world right. Hitsi Ibib can be as stubborn as an ox, getting into trouble for his efforts. He is strong, loyal, and determined in all things he sets his mind to. When we have it in reverse, though, it talks about impatience, it talks about sometimes some irresponsibility, and it talks about anxiety. I'm just going to say, though, I feel like sometimes you want to move faster than other people around you want to move. You want to get things done. You want to see things done. I think you have this great vision for how you like to see the world and what you want to see in the world. Sometimes and then we've got the Lovers and then the Ace of Cups here in the middle. I do think there's a great love here behind you, a great love in the people that you have around you. We got the Lovers in your work. You just think that sometimes, like, being in a traditional job, where there's a traditional system of way things are done, I think you can come in and innovate that system, to be like, you know what, guys, I know we have this step and this step, but that was only done because on the computer system five generations ago it accommodated this process, and we can eliminate it now. Like, you're the one who goes in and sees that. Let's talk about Beauty and the Beast here. This particular one is actually out of China. And the Lovers is related to Gemini. It is about communication. It is about talking. So you are somebody who can express your ideas, which is good because, like I was saying, I think you have some great ideas where things are involved, in great ideas in processes, great ideas in cutting costs, in cutting, in helping production. So I think you would be amazing at doing something like that. Like, if you're looking for, what should I do as a job? Quality control or process, something like that. I think you would be amazing at figuring out the better way, the best way. I think there's some innovation, some innovative energy here. This Lovers card represents romance. I mean, it says the Lovers, right? Opposites attracting, the duality and balance of fire versus water, emotions, that kind of thing. And when we have like Beauty and the Beast, it's, we're taking in the beauty and the beast. I also think this kind of represents you in a way that outwardly I think that people underestimate you. I think that outwardly you have like this very calm demeanor, maybe sweet even, but inside, like I said, there's this innovation, there's this beast waiting to break through. And I bet you're the kind of person who, when you get mad, people tell you you're cute, but you also get mad and you're like, ooh, and then you say some things and then you regret it, but it wasn't even that bad. Like, everybody around you is like, what are you talking about? Don't apologize. It wasn't even that bad, because you're speaking truth. You're putting it, you're telling people the way that it is, because, and I think that people share your frustrations. So we've got love, harmony, trust, leap of faith. Sometimes the Lovers can talk about choice. I think for you, it is kind of bringing in this impatience that you have that's kind of like bubbling underneath the surface, and figuring it out how to communicate that to others, to where you don't want to be mean to other people, but you do want to let them know, hey, we've got a problem and this is how we fix it. I think that you're able to see things and bring people and bring things together. And then we've got the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is such a beautiful card. First of all, aces just represent potential. Like I said, I think underneath the surface here, even if you feel like you're somebody that gets underestimated, like, you have a ton of potential. Anybody that sees that, or is who allowed to see that, who you allow to see that, it's special. Like, it is an honor to see your untapped potential here. This is a story out of Japan, Matsu Saki. So the Ace of Cups marks a new beginning, a reason to drink and be merry, and to open up to subconscious feelings. Sake is a drink of the gods, bringing people closer to the spirit world. Cups is about emotions, happiness, love. Look, we've got a lot of love here. I think you have a lot of love for other people. If you are not in a relationship, like I think you would be an amazing partner. And I would say that you might also be somebody that people say you love. So I bet you have a lot of crushes. I bet you watch my crush videos. I bet you do. Tell me if you do. And, which is okay. I think you have a really beautiful heart, but I think that the, struggle for you is finding somebody who loves you as much as you love them, because I think you're somebody who loves with all of your heart and soul and who puts it forward. You just love love. You're a lovely person to have around. Is there something else I was going to say about this ace? I don't think so. I think I got all that out. All right, what else can you tell us about group 2, philosopher and intellectual? I told you were intelligent. And I think both of these cards represent that. I love the idea here. Philosopher, take on the day with real expression, be a theorist, use your argument. Use your arguments well. Feel all of the wisdom and enlightenment that you have in you. They're just bursting to get out of you. I'm glad you can communicate those well. I'm glad you're able to do it. Do it with love. That's where you'll get it. Don't do it with this impatience that is hiding underneath the surface. And then we have take on the day with real exploration. Be a thinker. Use your mind well. Feel all of the depth and curiosity that you have in you. You know, it's interesting. We've got such like this intellectual vibe going on, and we don't have any swords. But like I said, the Lovers is, it's a major arcana card and is ruled by Gemini, which is an air sign, which is swords. So we're not lacking there. It's a highly intellectual. I think people would call you a deep thinker. But again, I think that what pushes you to think about things is when you get irritated that things take too long, when you get mad, that you just like, this is stupid. Like, why don't they do this? Yeah, you have great ideas. Why don't they do that? What else do we have here? Oh, look at this. Aphrodite. Oh, no. Emperite. Sorry. And then we've got Heart. So I love both of these cards for you. Heart is a chakra card. Emperite is a goddess. Emperite, Queen of the Sea. The sea calls to you to be fluid and adapt to the things happening around you. You can't change the things that make you uncomfortable, but you can and will adapt. It's a matter of survival, and you will survive. So you are a survivor, survivor spirit, but also I think Emperite, we had the Ace of Cups, definitely that water energy, this kind of go with the flow type of thing. When we get the 8 of Coins and the Knight of Coins in reverse, those energies upright would have a hard time adapting. They would have a hard time getting out of their groove. But when we've got them reversed and then we've got you, like I said, they've got this impatience because you're adaptable, you move forward. So sometimes other people aren't though, and that's what you kind of have to pay attention to. I think you're aware of it when we've got the Ace of Cups here, because you do have empathy for other people when we have Cups cards. And then we've got the Heart here. The heart chakra is where love connection resides. Look, another cup, another one about love. And, you know, you like to reach out to other people you love, express your affection to those around you, and open up your heart to receive love in return. What did I do with my other deck? Here it is. Like, I have a big mess around me because I've got all these decks going on. What else can we say for number 2, for group 2? What else makes you attractive? I love this. She who nurtures, again, that empathy, gentleness, insight, that love that you have for other people. It really shines through. The people around you are really seeing that. Look how beautiful that card is. We've got flowers blossoming here. Since we're talking about chakras, and then she's got this right here, we've got this third eye chakra. Did we talk about the subconscious a little bit? We did here with the Ace of Cups. So don't ignore insight. Don't ignore what your emotions are telling you. Kind of look at your emotions, and you might want to also work with your third eye chakra, but you see with more things than just your eyes. You're a very perceptive person, and I think you have a high emotional intelligence. She who prepares. I think that this might be a little bit of your weakness, but I think you're good at it if you work at it. What I mean by that is because we've got the Eight of Coins reversed and the Knight of Coins. Those are our preppers. Those are our saving for a rainy day. Those are our little ants who go out and scavenge and put away things and have everything. Formulate, strategize, and devise. I think you're very good at that. It's just that, like, I don't think that you're gonna have, I don't think you're the hoarder type. I don't think that you're gonna have a whole basement full of things. And if you do it, or if you think that you need to do that, it's half-assed. It's not all the way. So that might be a little bit difficult for you. But we do have, I think you have a little bit of a thick skin here, which is nice, actually, when I talk about how much you like to show your love and give love to other people. I think that you have empathy even for your enemies, even for people who may not be the kindest to you. I think you try to put yourself in other people's shoes. This formulate, strategize, and devise part, I do think comes out like that first quote that I threw out there. If you want to figure out a better way to do something, ask a lazy person to do it. I'm not saying, again, that lazy part, I'm saying that as a compliment, that you can look at a situation and figure out how to do it better, how to do it without the redundancies, without the, just to streamline things. I think and sometimes that can be very frustrating because other people don't see things the way that you see it. And that's how you need to figure out how to communicate to them and win them over. I think you can do it. I think you're more than capable of doing it. It's just, I bet you get annoyed though. I was like, come on, people. This is so easy. But that's what I see for you, group number 2. I hope that you have an amazing day. I love the love that we have here, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group 3. We have our Caribbean Calcite here, our number 3, and our lovely deck of mystical moments. So let's talk about what makes you so attractive, what makes you beautiful. What makes you beautiful? Look at all these cups cards. Okay. We have death. What do we? No, we did. Well, we have death. We have strength. These two are major arcana cards. And then we've got 2 cups cards here that we have in reverse. It tells me that I think you have a hard time with things that, with changing, which is a little bit different from the group before, because they were all about moving and changing and making things different. I think you have, I'm almost getting this energy of like this old classic romantic novel type energy, like Elizabeth Bennet, what is it, Pride and Prejudice, kind of energy going on here, like this old-timey romance. The reason I'm going towards romance is because we've got these cups cards here. And then death reversed. Death is about change, right? Death is about moving through phases. Death is pushing things forward. And I almost feel like you may be somebody who could have really thrived in a different era. I almost feel like you're out of place, out of time. We need that. It's a good thing. Don't be concerned that you stick out in a different way. I feel like we really do need somebody who is like an anchor. who has roots in like just this beautiful classic type love thing that we've got going on here. Queen of Cups reversed, Knight of Cups reversed. I think that you sometimes struggle with it though. I feel like you just, I feel like there's something here where you're struggling with, you don't feel like you're loved in the same capacity in the way that you love others. And that is your strength, your love, and that is actually what the Strength card is about. Like the person who is strong here is not the lion. The lion is eating out of this girl's hand. It's that quiet and beautiful strength, that strength that builds flowers. And you know, I feel like there's something about you, either physically or within your personality, where others might see you as weak, and it's probably because you wear your heart on your sleeve. But there's nothing weak about you. You are a survivor. You're somebody who comes out strong. So maybe first impression is you might be emotional, because you show your emotions. You know, this is funny because I think that Cancer kind of energy, Cancer being the sign of Cancer, those water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, kind of energy kind of came out in another group, but there's definitely an undercurrent of emotions going on here for you. Let's talk about this Queen of Cups. I feel like our Queen of Cups, we have her in reverse because you need to focus on self-care. You need to put it yourself first. I feel like you have such like this propensity to put others first that you neglect your self-care. And when we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, she usually has a cup and it's overflowing, and that is what she feeds others from, is from the overflow. It's because her cup is so full that nobody else is lacking. And I feel like we have a little bit of maybe a self-confidence issue, maybe an issue of lacking, maybe it's like this kind of grasping at the past, where you feel like you're not putting yourself first in the way that you should. I almost feel like you feel guilty for putting yourself first. You might be a parent, you might be a mom. You know how they're always like, oh my gosh, I need to make sure that everybody else is taken care of. But you need to, that's kind of like when you're on a plane, they tell you this and you're like, when the stewardess tells you, the safety spiel that they give up front, and they're like, if the air masks deploy, put yours on first. Everybody's like, well, of course you put yours on first, because if you don't take care of yourself, who's there to take care of others? So you have to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. But then when we put it into practice in real life, like you see somebody else in need and you're like, oh, I gotta help them, I gotta help them, I gotta help them. You can help them so much more if you are helping yourself first and put yourself first. So you really do have this really beautiful heart. I love that we have the Caribbean Calcite here, because it really does remind me, you know, when we've got all these cups cards, it reminds me of the ocean, in the Caribbean Ocean, you just have this really beautiful warmth that can engulf people. But the problem is I think that you allow yourself to be opened up to others, and you absorb their negative energy, and they can bring you down. So we got to be careful about that, okay? Because there are a lot of people out there. I think that you do attract people who take, because you're somebody who gives. And I think that there is sometimes a mindset within this where you want to give to other people, and so it can become a very, I think you do attract maybe narcissists. It can be a very toxic relationship, and then you're wondering, why do I attract these toxic relationships? I'm such a good person. Well, that's why, because you are such a good person. So make sure you're putting yourself first, because once you put yourself first, then you will start meeting other people who appreciate you for you and your heart, and who also give, and it'll just blossom and grow that much more. We've got this Knight of Cups. Look at this Knight of Cups just playing this heart-shaped ukulele or a guitar, mandolin, right? That's one of those. You know how to play with other people's hearts. I think you're very charismatic, and you, I think that you're very good at giving compliments to other people too, because you really see who they are. Again, when we've got the Knight of Cups in reverse though, you need to allow this love to come in for yourself. You need to allow it to come from other people. You're very good at what you do, so you step up and you're like the person who does that. Sometimes you need to pull back a little bit and give some attention to yourself so that others attend to you as well. It's actually going to give the opposite of what you think it is. It's going to help you grow and give more and more and more, because love grows. And I feel like there's a little bit of I think you have an amazing abundance around you, but there's a little bit of feeling of lack when we have these two cards in reverse, okay? And we've got Death. Look how pretty this Death card is though. I mean, of the Death cards in tarot, like this is an amazing Death card. I think this one is here because it's just talking about all of the things that you have to give and that grows from you, that grows from your heart. I also talked about Death being a card of change. I think that change is kind of hard for you. That's okay. It's hard for a lot of people. And I feel like you can sometimes be looking at the past a little bit longingly. And I think that you have a tendency to romanticize the past too. It wasn't as great as you thought it was. So if you've got a breakup, or like you're thinking about the way that things were in high school, or the way that they were in college, or the way that they were with this ex boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, it wasn't as great as it is right now. So just remember that. And as we march through change, just look at the future with love. We have Strength. So the Strength card trumps them all. It doesn't matter that these are all reversed. They are fixable. Especially with, I also want to say that you need to trust yourself. You need to trust your future self. I feel like there's a little undercurrent of insecurity here, and that's why you're not putting yourself first. You're putting others first. Let's fix that. Let's start putting yourself first. Let's start making that a habit. Let's start with just making sure that you drink water today. Start with making sure that you go outside, get some vitamin D. Start with that. And you will be amazed how much more you can give when you give to yourself first. The Strength card, like I said, this trumps everything. This trumps them all. This is you. This is you taking in control of your thoughts. Sometimes our emotions and our thoughts, like our emotions kind of control our thoughts, and we kind of need to reverse that around. Our emotions are important, and feeling our emotions, and you have a high emotional intelligence, so you need to really pay attention to what your emotions are saying and what they are telling you, okay? Be an observer of your emotions. The Strength card is actually like the master of being an observer of their emotions. But they have control over that. They have control over their thoughts, control over their emotions. If you find yourself having like uncontrolled emotions and you're being reactive to that, you need to just slow down and remember who you are. I feel like there's a lot of like remembrance of who you are and the strength that you have here. I must feel like that you have a deep connection. Like I said, you're kind of born out of time. I think you have a deep connection to a past life. That might just be a message for some of you, like a very oddly specific message to some of you, that there's some past life things that you might need to deal with, or like you are remembering who you are in a past life. That's fine. Bring that through. Bring those qualities through. Think about it. Meditate on that. And what were those qualities of that past life that you want to bring through to this one? Because sometimes we can feel hopeless and this, I know somebody who is like this. Like as a child, he was so like wanting to be an adult, and he acted like an adult, and he spoke like an adult, and it was just really like, because he remembered himself as like that adult, like that he was very much in command and control, but as a child it was very, very difficult for him. So I feel like there's something, like I said, oddly specific for some people that you know, you were a master of or control over in a past life, and you're feeling a little bit out of control here. You have the capacity to step up and use this strength to make that happen. Okay, what else can I tell you about what makes you beautiful? Our explorer. And ooh, gourmet. So explorer, take on the day with real discovery. Be a pioneer. Use your ambition well. Feel all of the grit and fortitude you have in you. I think this is just a reminder of remember who you are and the strength card, and to trust your future self. Don't worry about change. Just like and it might be also kind of related to that past life where you're like, oh, things are different now. That's okay. You have trained for this. You have a backpack. You are equipped for it. Then we've got gourmet. Take on the day with real devotion. Be a chef. Use your passion well. Feel all of the art and expression you have in you. Being a cook, and I think that there's so much love that goes into making meals for other people, and then this comes up, I feel like you're just an amazing cook. It's interesting that this is a vulture though. But if you think about it, like they make it, you can make anything appetizing. You know, a lot of like cultures, their delicacies are, and I'm thinking of specifically like my husband is Polish, so there's some like tripe. There's things that they absolutely love. I have a friend who's a Filipino, and they like love pig's ears. You know, what is it in China? They love chicken feet, and menudo is another one of those. Like a lot of like these delicacies in certain cultures are based out of like like in Ratatouille was peasant food, based out of like just taking things that they had and making it special. And I'm seeing that here, that you're able to just take something that's ordinary or something that other people wouldn't even think is appetizing, and making it really special just because of the energy and love that you have to put into it. We've got third eye, so this is a chakra card, and we've got foaming. I feel like foaming is here because like you know, frothing at the mouth. I think that you have a lot to say. I think you've got important things to say, and you shouldn't censor yourself. I kind of feel like, because especially when you say it with love, you've got a lot of love here, and you've got a lot of love for other people. So I think that sometimes when you're angry, you might feel like you need to censor yourself, and I get that, but don't hold it back so much that like the message of, because sometimes we need to tell people why we're angry or what we're upset, to let them know that things need to change. And I kind of feel like, you know, there are certain readings where foaming comes out, and I tell people that they need to be quiet, that they need to think before they talk. But because of the cards that I have around you, I think you do think before you talk, and I think you censor yourself maybe a little too much. You need to let people know how you feel. I think that, you know, there is a certain amount of love here that you have for others. So as long as you speak with love and integrity, I'm not so concerned about the things that you say, but you may be censoring yourself too much. I think there are things that you need to tell others, and I think that's why we have these two cards, that they came out in reverse, because you're holding things in and you should be releasing them. This is our third eye chakra. The third eye chakra, this is the space kind of like above your nose and between your eyes, your third eye. When I think about my third eye, or when I go to bed, like my third eye is glowing, man. I can feel it. I can feel it just, I want to say twitching, but it's not really twitching, it's vibrating. So I hope that you have that feeling there in that third eye. It is a space for clear thought and spiritual contemplation. It kind of relates back to the strength card when I was talking about clearing your thought and being in control of those thoughts. Self-reflection. I think you reflect on yourself enough. Don't beat yourself up, okay? This is this is taking that next step with the third eye and understanding that sometimes we have thoughts that just intrusive thoughts that don't serve any purpose. I use my third eye in that type. Like I get something that comes through my mind and I know it's not right. I know it may not even be my thought. It's weird, especially when you're open up emotionally. You may have thoughts that come in from other people because you're picking up on their emotions, you're picking up on their energy, and intrusive thoughts, it's not good enough, not smart enough, things like that. What I do is my third eye, I use it as like an eject button, and I'm like, nope, not today. Or I'll say, not today, Satan, to clear those thoughts or get rid of those thoughts, because they're not serving any purpose, and you're the one who's in control of those thoughts. Now, when we're using our third eye chakra, we get rid of that. We allow our third eye chakra to release that and bring in clear thought, our self-reflection, our contemplation, like good energy. Clear your mind, set your intentions. Use your intuition to guide you. You have a lot of intuition here. You've got a lot of talent to use your emotional intelligence and intuition. Okay, we've got Iris and we've got Perpetua. So I love the snake and I love the moon. And the moon, again, relates back to our intuition. So we're speaking to use our intuition. She who changes. Look at this. You were resisting change, but let's do it. If you set the intention for change to be the change that you want to see, I want you to do that. I want you to set that, because you have like a beautiful vision for the world and for the people around you, and your good intentions are absolutely needed right now. Be the person who steps up and creates the change that we need to see. Transformation, change, enchantment. Use your powers to change. The snake here, the snake is also a symbol of change, that shedding of the skin. So don't be afraid. Like, things are going to change. That's a constant. But you're the one who's putting out these beautiful flowers into the world. And then I almost see that we've got this butterfly here. I almost see that like a caterpillar doesn't know what's going on, right? It's a good thing that their little brains are teeny tiny, because if they thought about the change that they would go through, they would never go through it. But there's a metamorphosis that's happening before you, so don't hold back. Allow it to happen, allow it to come through, because especially when you set the intentions, like there's beautiful things growing from you. She who aches, Perpetua, sadness, solitude, silent, withdrawn. You, I think, most of you are going to be are introverts. You're going to be here within your emotions. We've already talked a lot about how putting yourself first, releasing these negative emotions, using that third eye chakra, replacing it with your good ideas, your good intentions, putting that out there, being in control of your emotions, seeing them as something to help guide your change. So we've already talked about this, Perpetua, but I bet that you do have this propensity to, when you're sad, you want to be in solitude. You don't want to be around other people. Totally get that, because I bet, going back to these emotions here, that when you're around other people who who like to be like those energy vampires, those emotional vampires, it becomes too much for you. So we've already talked about like a lot of strategies on how to put yourself first, put your emotions first, put up boundaries first, do those types of things. And I feel like that this will help when, we're always going to feel the sadness and solitude. Are you somebody who puts on Pride and Prejudice when you feel that way? Let me know, because I am. And we need strategies to help move us out of that, whether it is a movie like Pride and Prejudice, whether it's a book, whether it is some music, whether it's going outside, like I said, drinking your water. These are some things that I think will really help you, because you are an absolutely amazingly beautiful person that the world totally needs, and you've got some really great ideas and things that you do with love, and you're exactly the type of person that we need right now. So sending you lots of love, group 3. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading. Hello group 4 and welcome to your reading about what makes you beautiful. And you chose the Jade, as if that's not the most beautiful thing ever already, and some angel cards. I mean, come on. What makes you beautiful, group 4? 2 of Earth, 2 of Air, lots of 2s, 9 of Air, Page of Earth. And I'm laughing here because it's kind of like when I said lots of 2s. We've got duality going on. We've got things that maybe don't always go together. And we've got air and earth. So 2 kind of like opposing forces, but they balance each other out very, very nicely. So you may be a sign like a Libra who needs something like balance, or you may be a sign like an earth sign like Taurus who really could use a little bit of air energy to kind of move forward and get out of the rut a little bit, and then earth energy to feel grounded. So 2 of Earth, look how pretty these cards are. They're very beautiful. 2 of Earth talks about the need for balance. So again, back there with that kind of like, but I mean, look at the cards. Like, we definitely have like this ebb and flow and need of balance here. Too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. And that's what I was talking about with like the earth is kind of like when I said that Taurus energy, that earth energy, that kind of needing to get out of a rut, out of a cycle, and air energy can kind of lift you out of that, can kind of give you enough chaos to move you forward, to push you out. So I just feel like you're somebody who likes to be balanced though. You like to have different, which is great. I love that. I love having things, you know, this need for balance. But both of these 2 cards talk about needing to make a decision. So you might be indecisive. And I think the message here is to trust yourself. You are worthy of making a decision. And when you don't make a decision, you basically have made a choice. I feel like you need to bring things back into your own hands and trust yourself with that. Especially, look at it. You picked Jade, and then we have got all this green energy going on. We've got all of this grounding going on. I think you're also a very powerful person to help ground others when you heard that expression like talk off the ledge or talk down from the tree. When somebody kind of goes a little nuts, a little crazy, you are a grounding force to do that. Sometimes it can get overwhelming. I totally get that. So you need to have some grounding practices for yourself if you don't already have that. I think it would be very, very immensely helpful if you don't have that already. But I also think that you may be somebody who already is able to ground yourself. Grounding yourself in a way of like just getting away from the situation, getting your hands into some soil, growing things, touching grass, that type of thing. Now let's go back to our 2 of Air. I love this card. We've got our 2 unicorns crossing horns. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. I do feel like you're somebody who might gloss over things. You might have a little bit more of a positive attitude, kind of like your glass half full type of person. But I just am asking you to trust yourself. When things come up, don't clam up. You've got this, and I feel like you're somebody who would tell others that, but you may not believe it in yourself. We have the Page of Earth. So Page of Earth, back to our lovely earth energy, that growth energy. Pages are people who start new things. And I almost feel like you might be kind of scared to start new things, but this kind of came out in group 3 as well, like they're afraid of change. And I just really need to give you a pep talk here on how just powerful that you are, and how you are able to create change for yourself, but change for the better. And it's setting those intentions, those good intentions, because you're very powerful in that thought. So just push past this energy of apprehension and into this energy of newness, and look at the positive sides. Because when you look at the positive side, it's not that you're avoiding the negative. I think you're very aware of negative consequences or negative things. I think that's what's holding you back. But if you look at the positive, that's what you will be going for. That's what you will be attracted to. I live in Colorado, so everybody always asks me if I ski, and I used to. I don't so much anymore, or if I mountain bike, again, used to. But there's something about looking where you want to go, and then all of a sudden your body just kind of flows with it. And where a lot of people just look at the danger, where they look at the trees, or they look at, off of the path, and then all of a sudden they're off the path. So look where you want to go. You're very powerful in manifesting. We've got these Pinnacles cards here, these Earth cards that talk about that. Scholarly, dependable. Yes, I see that, dependable person, where you're there for others. Again, I think let's put that out there a little bit, that you can help ground others, so make sure that you ground yourself. Patience and successful. So there is this element of success. I think that you hold yourself back from success, and maybe not hold yourself back, but maybe you don't celebrate yourself as much as you should or you could. Good news about financial matter, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. So this decision is going to trust your future self. I said this to somebody else. So there's a lot of energy shared within the groups today. Trust your future self. You're very dependable, and you're very just look where you want to go, and it's going to take you there. So trust yourself. You've got this. 9 of Air. So expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, and sleepless nights. This is where you have those ideas that keep you up at night. Okay, where were we? 9 of Air. So what happens with these self-fulfilling prophecies is when you're focused on the negative, it's kind of what I was talking about with this Page of Earth. Just look to where you want to go. Don't look where you don't want to go. Look to where you want to go. It really is that simple. The self-fulfilling prophecies is like that double-edged sword. You're going to go where you are looking. You're going to go where it leads. You're going to go where, if you're looking where you want to go, that's where you're going to go. So that's fulfill. If you're going to fulfill a bunch of prophecies, fulfill them to where they're positive for you, right? Look at all these. I'm just noticing that the very green in these cards, a lot of green energy, a lot of earth energy. So don't forget to ground yourself. I also think that you would be amazing at gardening and growing things. Outlaw. Take on the day with real power. Be a revolutionary. Use your ideas well. Feel all of the leadership and courage that you have in you. I think you second guess some things because you are an out-of-the-box thinker. I think that you have an idea, you go and investigate it, and nobody's talking about this, nobody's thinking about it. That's really weird. It's not because, it's because you are different in a good way. So realize that about yourself. Don't second guess yourself again. Trust yourself. It's so funny how, because I'm getting this, was it Mark Twain who said that the problem of the world is there are people like yourself, and I'm paraphrasing here, who are geniuses and really intelligent, who second guess themselves, and idiots who have all the confidence in the world. So if there's anything, you have an amazing mind, you have an amazing heart, you have an amazing body, you are amazing to other people. If there's anything that, and I think this is part of the beauty too, because you're not cocky about it. I just feel like you could use a little bit more self-confidence. Muse. And I think too that you bring out new and interesting ideas in other people when we get the muse. Take on the day with real spontaneity, be carefree, use your encouragement well, feel all of the life and merriment you have in you. This reminds me, and I don't remember, it's just the, I'm just getting, yeah, I just see you as a real muse, that you inspire other people. You're a very inspiring person. You might have a bunch of people around you who are very, very, like they're able to manifest things, very successful. You don't always you don't need to compare yourself to them. They're successful because you are somebody who's successful, like people like to have around. Sometimes that we can compare ourselves to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. So, I feel like you're like, I heard somebody talking about how like this guy was over successful, but he was upset because he wasn't as successful as his college roommate. And his college roommate was Elon Musk. So just be, you're doing good. You're doing well. And I think also that some of these people who you see are very successful, and they're successful in their own right. Like you're successful in your own right. So stay in your lane. You have a different path than they have. Because I think that you're like comparing yourself to these people, but they're doing things that you wouldn't want to do anyway. So but you're like, but they're successful. Yeah, but they're doing things that that you don't want to do anyway. Oh, we'll take all three of those. We've got Artemis. Themis, and we've got heart. That's interesting. Just feel like speak with integrity, speak with love is the reminder here with the heart. Let's talk about these goddesses though. Whenever we get these goddesses, because there's not a ton in this deck, but I just feel like they're very physically attractive is what comes out when I get goddesses in a reading like this. What makes you beautiful? I think that you have beautiful eyes. There's something about your eyes that are just, I just see pools of depth in your soul. And for some of you, you have just really beautiful hair. Themis is the goddess of justice and order. So again, back to that theme of balance, back to that theme of balancing things out. I think you are amazing at balancing act. And I think for sometimes I get some oddly specific things. I think some of you have an amazing sense of balance as far as like on a balance beam or on a bicycle. So don't, keep that skill up. Going back to Themis, so expect justice for things that happen around you. Wrongs will be made right. Lies will become truths. Secrets will become honesty. Karma comes for everybody, and all will get their just desserts. I also kind of feel like when we have one of these little mouth cards and we've got something like speak with your heart, speak with integrity. I think you're prone to do that anyway. I love Themis. It reminds me of the Justice card. In fact, when I got this, like the twos here, and then we get the green and the blue and the green and the blue, and we've got this balance out here. We've got this symmetry going on. It did remind me of the Justice card, and then we get her, so I love that. Remember, Justice, she's wearing a blindfold, but really Justice isn't blind. Justice sees all. It's just like we see things through something other than our eyes. We see that with integrity is a huge thing that's part of this. I feel like you're somebody who can stand tall. You should stand straight. You should stand tall. I feel like courage and integrity are things that you need to work on. It's just something that is underneath the surface. Like you just are not as, going back to that quote from Mark Twain, like you're a pretty amazing person. You just are questioning yourself. You're questioning yourself because you do have integrity. You're questioning because you're like, am I really this great? Yes, you are. And we've got Artemis. Artemis is the goddess of wilderness. She tells you to find your power and your passion. That's what I've been telling you. Well, more with integrity. and your courage. So power and passion, your integrity, your courage. Focus on things that motivate you and harness that energy for new projects. See, I think that this indecisiveness that came in here with these twos is more because you're focusing on the negative. You're focusing on things that don't make your heart sing. When you do focus on the right thing, when you do focus on what makes your heart sing, like there's going to be magic that happens. Get in touch with your inner animal and howl at the moon, for you cannot be tamed. The only person who can tame you is yourself, and when you do, it's you really feel it. You feel like you're really holding yourself back, and that's what I'm seeing in these twos. Sauvage. Look at that. She who is wild, untamed, wild, mysterious, outlaw. Be this untamed, like, I feel like you're holding yourself back. I feel like you're holding yourself back with yeah, because you have like some guilt or remorse, and you shouldn't at all. Again, it goes back to needing that courage. It goes back to that quote from Mark Twain about like, man, when you find your courage, you are just going to really set the world on fire in a good way, in a very positive way. She who forgives, forgive yourself. I don't really feel like there's I feel like you see the world with integrity, and I wish you would give yourself the grace that you give to other people, and that's the message that needs to come out here. So do not hold yourself back. I feel like you're holding yourself back from this wild and untamed energy. I just feel like there's a lot of courage here, and you're second guessing with the 9 of air. And remember, this is a double-edged sword with that self-fulfilling. Use it in a positive way. I think affirmations could be really helpful for you. I think writing things down could be really helpful for you, like how you want to see things, how you want to see the world, in how you want to manifest things. I feel like you just need that little extra to get all that courage that is just underneath the surface waiting to break through. I feel like you're about on the verge of this major breakthrough that's really going to push things forward, especially in a way that's going to, in your career and manifestation and money. So that's what I have for you, group 4. I hope that you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.